Hello everybody and welcome back to Magna Carta 2. In the last video we finished up doing Celestine's coming of age ceremony in Kodamare, and we're going to be leaving Navy Blue Marsh and going back to Dunan Hill. We are going to be returning here sooner than I thought, so we're going to leave this place for now, but we will be coming back very shortly. Alright, so we're now back at Dunan Hill, and from here we're going to be taking the path towards Dunan Field.
Are you prepared?
I've gone ahead and I've changed my party. I've taken Celestine out now that we're leaving Navy Blue Marsh, and I've put Rue back in. The main reason for this is that I currently don't have a command or accessory that's going to protect me against paralysis. And Rue is naturally immune to paralysis, so until I'm able to get a command to help prevent that, I'm going to use her instead of Judo, just so I don't run into any sort of problems. The needleworms that we've been fighting in the area tend to give the paralysis status effect quite often, and it's not anything that's particularly devastating. It's more of a nuisance than anything else, and I just don't want to have to deal with it right now. So we're almost out of this area, and the needleworm population will decrease a little bit, and we are going to be doing a side quest soon that we're actually going to be able to get a paralysis immunity command from. So we'll just wait for that, and then I might change up my party a little bit, but Argo and Zephy definitely need to level up a little bit, so I decided to let them hang around in the party for a little while. Alright, so when you come into the new area, you'll find Dunan Field, which is actually a very, very large area with a lot of really unique sort of areas. There's not very often where you find a map that has so many different unique areas, but this map is really unique in that way. There's going to be a lot of side quests for us to do, and we're definitely not going to be going to Ruhalt Basin just yet. So let's start side questing. Let's talk to the Traveler, who's here just as we come in. And she's going to talk to us about how she was attacked by monsters. And now she needs to go back to the refugee camp so that she can have her injuries tended to. So this is an escort mission, and we'll just be kindly reminded that if we load or we leave and zone to another area, we'll automatically fail this quest, and additionally if she dies, we'll also fail. Now she's got an injured leg, so she walks very, very, very slowly, and this gives you a good opportunity to have a bit of a head start and attack all the enemies on the way, so that she doesn't have any sort of danger to really watch out for. She can just go ahead and walk without any sort of worry. So in this area we're going to be seeing a couple of new enemies. The most prominent one is the thieves. There is an organization of thieves on this map, and they're quite prominent in the area. I would say that they're also probably one of the toughest enemies, even though they are human. So be wary of that. I don't think that they can really give you any sort of status effects, but they have a lot of attack power. There's also the needleworms. There are some boars in the area, and a couple of other enemies as well. So we have a bit of a mixed bag. So once you've cleared the enemies, she should follow pretty close behind. And all you're going to want to do is just wait for her to catch up at the refugee camp. And there is a pillar in this area as well, so if you feel like you need to make a save or you need to heal up, then feel free to do so at the pillar. There is a store on the outside of the camp, so feel free to buy some supplies here. You can buy pepper, which will help cure stun, and you can also buy herbs, which will help cure paralysis as well as confusion. And those might come in handy in this area, just because that status effect is so prominent. Now, you'll notice that there was a bunch of exclamation points in the actual refugee camp itself, but I don't want to zone out and fail the quest. I want to wait until the traveler arrives safely. I'll then talk to her and finish up the quest before I take on any more quests. I could stray off the path a little bit. She doesn't really follow you, she more or less follows a straight path, but just in case, I run the risk of screwing it up. You do have to do a little bit of waiting, but I guess I have to give the woman a break. She is injured, and once she's finally found her way, she's just gonna stand in the middle of the area here. So when she's found her way, you can speak to her, and you can finish up the quest. This is a very, very easy quest to do, and you get some pretty good rewards for it. 2,000 experience, 2,000 Sid, and the accessory and the commons you get are also very good. We do have that paralysis defense command now, and that's going to be really useful in the area. You can equip that to whatever character you feel would benefit most from it. When I do my common board off screen, I'm most likely going to give it to Judo. Now, once you've escorted the traveler safely, she's going to give you another quest. She's going to tell you about a monster that's at Lenora Lake. And I guess that's where she was when she was injured. She was trying to defeat the monster, and she unfortunately fell victim to it. So it's another one of the eel creatures, sort of like the one that we had seen in the undersea tunnel. So this is a bit of a mini boss, and we're gonna go ahead and do that at a later date when we're ready. Now, if you come inside of the refugee camp, you can speak to the rest area boss for a quest, and he's gonna tell us a little bit about his assistant who went to the Rainpolt ruins and who hasn't returned. So when we get the chance, we'll need to go to the ruins and locate the assistant, and just make sure that he's okay. And if we speak to his son, we'll also get another quest, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about the Dúnan thieves. I guess they turn up at the area, they steal supplies, and leave. So there's a big problem. Fortunately, they're not hurting anybody, but taking all of the supplies is really not a good thing to help with all these refugees. Now, as soon as you accept that quest, be warned, because as you leave the area, you're going to be ambushed. And I think that's pretty much all there is in here. So come in here and accept those 2 side quests before leaving again. And this is sort of a mini-boss. We're going to be locked in the area. We're not going to be able to leave. So if you did rest at the pillar, that might benefit you depending on how well prepared you are. Now, these guys aren't particularly difficult. The leader thief does have a mini-boss health bar, so he's going to be a little bit tougher, but doesn't have 2 health bars or anything like that. So I would take care of the other thieves first, and then focus on the leader thief. If you're having troubles, I'd recommend putting in 1 party member that can heal. All of the wizards are going to be able to generate con in this area, so you can use whoever you'd like. But I think this party's pretty good. I'm going to stick with this for now. If you chain, things will go a little bit faster.
Mark my words! I'll follow you to the depths of hell to get my revenge!
Hey, who is that guy? He said that you killed his father.
That's what I'd like to know.
That guy is crazy. Judo's a nice human.
That guy's got some issues. Although, Judo does seem to have a recognizable face for whatever reason. I would recommend immediately returning to the boss's son to report, because you'll get the experience for finishing that quest, and he's also going to give you another quest. So his second favor is going to be to go to the Dúnan Thieves' hideout, and he wants the area to be completely purged of all the thieves, and he hopes that by taking out the boss, that will solve the problem once and for all. So they actually have a Trewa boss. So that's going to be something interesting. Maybe it's going to be another Trewa that Argo knows. Who knows? So at this point, I pretty much use the Dúnan rest area as sort of a central point because you can get to everywhere from here pretty easily. I think the easiest thing to do is going to be to go south, go to the Thieves' Haven first, then to the Rainpool Ruins, and then back up to Lenora Lake. And then by that time we should make a circle, and that should allow us to finish up all of the side quests in the area. So we're getting on in video time, but I guess I can at least start to head towards the next area that I want to go to. And I like all these side quests in between the main mission. I like not always having to focus directly on the main mission. I mean, the Karma dropped us off here, and we were expected to go to Ruhal Basin right away, but we're taking quite the detour. I quite like this point in the game. Things get really exciting after Disc 2 in my opinion, so... This place isn't much to look at, but a lot of the upcoming side quests and character development and whatnot, it's pretty interesting in my opinion. So we're getting close to the Thieves' hideout. You can see that there's going to be a very large number of thieves here. And another thing to remember about thieves is that when their HP gets low, they'll tend to run away. But it doesn't really serve much purpose because they can't heal. They just sort of run away so that they're not defeated. So if you're trying to clear an area, just be aware of that. And as we close in on the Thieves' Haven here, we'll be able to find their boss. This mysterious Trewa that the boss's son had asked us to look for. They should be able to get a pretty decent amount of experience in Cid fighting all of these thieves as well, so I really like this area too because it's a really great place to grind. We're seeing some new enemies, which is really nice. We haven't really seen anything that is like new and hasn't been recolored in quite some time, so I like that. I think that's about as far as I'm gonna go though. I know we're dangerously close to the boss. We can actually see him in the distance, literally, but I'm not really sure how long this battle is gonna take, and I don't want to take too long. So we'll end off on a bit of a cliffhanger. We'll save fighting the thief boss for the next video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.